Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Aquarius for February 2022. My friends, keep in mind this is general, so take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, and go about your day. But no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you and your active free will, my friends. That's the choices you make, the steps you take, and the actions you take in this world. That's your personal freedom. That's your personal power. To me, it's something only you can do because it lies at the tips of your fingers and at the soles of your feet. So use that power to do wisely, my friends. As well as a big shout out for all my subscribers. I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. Truly, thank you guys for being here. Happy birthday as well if you're celebrating this month. Happy belated birthday. I'm sorry I didn't get your messages out last month. We had homeschooling and a whole bunch of stuff. It was chaotic, so I apologize, but we're here now. So for all my subscribers, I do love you, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like this resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe and join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along this ride. So I'm going to take a moment just to call in spirit, and I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and my team of light to join us, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective as well. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you guys who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, giving messages that are for the clearest, or that are for the clearest, but the farthest reaching, but only top shelf, only for our highest good. No second-rate messages here today, my friends. So I'm going to start out. I was really guided to bring the Lion Strider Tarot as well as the Wildwood, and I'm actually being guided to go straight into tarot today. So what I'm going to do is grab the Lion Strider Tarot and see what messages Spirit has to offer us. So I also heard, and repeatedly, nothing clipped, stepping into purpose when I was getting ready to shuffle this. And I was going to title it, it's this whole reading, stepping into purpose, and Spirit was like, no, I think it's important to mention it, but it's not the title. It may still become the title, though. I don't know yet. This is where I think is where it's really being, stepping into your purpose, and what I heard is being and speaking with the divine, however, being flexible and knowing that nothing happens exactly, as we always envision it. Sometimes it may, but things are a process and things take steps. And I also heard, like, there could be something you're holding back. I heard hold back. We have the Three of Swords here. There could be this major thing that you're being offered, or a major step in your world, right? You're stepping into purpose, but why are we holding off? And it could definitely be from heartbreak, right? We're holding off going into a new relationship, going into a new job or career, or this purpose does not have to be any of those things. This could be for yourself, really following your soul's mission, really listening to those spirit nudges. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more of this Three of Swords. They're like at the bottom was the Seven of Swords in reverse. So in the upright, this particular one, he is walking away from confusion. There may be this point with the Seven of Swords. Whatever has had us confused, we're still kind of going through the muck of it. Now, this reading is, even though I'm saying, you know what, this is for February, this message is timeless, okay? It's just what Spirit's bringing through this month. So this situation that you're holding back on could definitely be something from the past. Something that broke your heart and flipped your friggin' world apart is what I heard. As well as you may have had somebody in your world who went out of their way to make you feel crazy. They may have gaslighted you. You may have been even had a narcissistic individual, or even, I heard, like, take if it applies, but somebody like sociopathic, okay? And again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But for some of you guys, there is things still attached to somebody, and I keep hearing crazy making, okay? And a lot of this stuff is like, what I'm hearing is like, and if this doesn't resonate, again, this part may not be for you. It may just be a very specific message, but somebody who may do things and then intentionally say, no, I didn't, or I'm even like hearing like somebody on the phone, and this has happened to me before. So, what's being said on the phone to me and my reactions, it's not the same. It was like I was having two different conversations. I was saying what I was saying and standing up for myself, and it got twisted around so that on the other side of the phone, everybody else that was there heard something else, and immediately I was vilified. That's crazy making. As well as if we're in a relationship and somebody's constantly making us feel insecure. That's crazy making, because then when you get insecure or jealous, stop being so insecure or jealous. But what were they doing leading up to this to make us feel this way. So for some of you, there could be, again, like this, it's hold back, not quite ready to engage, whatever it is. I heard the word social warfare. So for some of you as well, like what if that part of the conversation resonated, that was social warfare. It was something that happened that was used, not in a correct way. My words weren't even spoken. And, it turned into literally a battle for me, and the beginning of my spiritual awakening kind of also was on the coattails of that at the time, me needing to stand up for my power, and to be honest, with people who you don't expect to have to do that with. So a lot of truths and fallacies became widely available for me to see, and I have this motto: once we see it, we can change it. We can't always see it. Sometimes we're being toxic. Sometimes we're the individual, doing this to other people, and it's not that we intend to. If you do intend to, I feel like here's where it's really saying, why? Check your motives, because this is really an unhealed part of ourselves begging for us to see it. You have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse as well. For some of you, this is done waiting, because the Chariot is here as well. And the Seven of Pentacles is, again, about waiting. It's about, I was just seeing if there was any eggs here, but there's no eggs. She's building a nest in anticipation, but it's building something still that's not quite ready. But this is in the reverse, the Seven of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this is still where somebody's done waiting and wants to move forward, because I do feel like if you're stuck in this situation where you can't even trust your own mental stability or your own knowing of what you are seeing or what you are going through, because somebody else is trying to evade accountability for something. So tell me more. Spirit, what are we moving into? Let's get into this energy. They're telling me to switch into the Wildwood now. So I'm going to show you here is the Knight of Swords in the reverse as well. And that to me is showing that we want to move on. We need to break out of these cycles of something's hurt us, right? And somebody or something is still trying to pull us into the thick of this, because they won't just let us walk away with our own thoughts and leave everything else behind. They're really starting or trying to pull us back. This may be, for some of you, this is an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-partner, ex-gym partner who's like, hey man, you can't give up, come back. But I don't think that's what this is. This is somebody who's been very close to you, who's known how to manipulate you, and who has truly broken your heart, and in lots of ways I heard, in some ways, your sense of self. Okay, there is points here where if we're still stuck in the midst of this, we may just need to move and get out of this situation, go no contact with this person if we do not live with them. If we live with them, this is really making changes, I feel like, to get out of the situation, because our head will be a lot clearer when we are. This also, to me, is saying do not engage in the verbal banter. So you may have somebody who is trying to push your buttons or trying to bait you, right? Trying to get you to react in a certain way. They may say something absolutely horrible, completely not okay to say, or outside of their own jurisdiction, okay, let's call it. Because nobody has a right to come in and belittle someone or chime in and make someone feel less than. Nobody has a right to mess or toy with another person's brain. That is abuse. And it is a special kind of someone who does that. I think it's important here that hold your tongue, is what I heard, or hold your fire, because what you can and what you say can and definitely will be used against you. So if you are angry in the situation and you want to tell that person to go F themselves, you want to spew off, all these different things, this person's just going to use it as ammo. The best defense in your situation is to see you later. Adios. Sayonara. I feel like what I want to say too with this situation is, if you do feel like, if there is a, was under here was this Eight of Swords. There is a mental thought loop. There is something deeply ingrained here that I just want to touch on, like, if codependency has been an issue in our lives where, people can come in and swoop in and they get us at a weak point. We're sad, our dog died, or we're going through a lot of struggle in our life, especially if you have someone who can come presenting themselves as a savior, right? And then get you immediately into their hold. And then here we have somebody who, I don't feel like whatever energy this is, I don't feel like this energy gives anything away for nothing, right? So it's like even afraid to take help with this person, or if someone offers help, because it's not really help. Again, anything I say will be used against me. So for some of this stuff as well, this could be like a close friend, family member, lover, who has taken what you've said and kind of given it to outside sources as well. And there's a lot of trust. So hold your tongue, hold your fire. You are stepping into your purpose. So what I'm feeling like is this energy, if you shut it out before, it may try and come back around. And this could be in different ways. It may be literally the person trying to contact you, in which case you've grown, my friends. And you say, I've grown, motherfucker. Bye. I don't want you in my life. Or ignore that message. Block and delete the contact. It's hard. It's not easy to have to do that. But this is the place where, you can be going great for 6 months, a year. What happens when this person is still going to message you? They still may come out with some guilt trip. They still may send you a hey, and then every time you're coming back to the same emotional state if you're trying to get out of this. And it's hard, yes, to go no contact, but I feel like in some cases that is what this is to hold your tongue, to not speak. This is also if you're dealing with that kind of person who crazy makes and spreads lies and rumors about you, so that it's like to take away your social network. You do not need to defend yourself, you just need to get out, because again, that's what they're trying to do. This is where we feel like, well, you've told lies about me, I have to go around and I have to tell everybody that no, this is not the truth. But that's going to take up so much of your energy. If you feel like you need to go and do that, do that. But listen to what these people say as well. Because know that often if this person was able to manipulate you, they're master manipulators. So what they're presenting, again, it's like that conversation, me saying one thing and the other, well, I don't know, whatever it was that this person said, right? Not wanting to, my intention in that conversation and what happened, it was like war was declared on me for something I never said. Because the person on the other end, no way in hell were they going to take accountability. They were going to escape responsibility as well as their cronies or whoever it is, right, that was in on this with them. If you resonate with that, my friends, there are some places where I know it's difficult as well because, for some of you, I heard there's families involved. They want me to take the wildwood. So for some of you, if you have family involved, it's hard because then again, there's a point where there's things like it's harder to go no contact with family, and there's things like funerals and weddings and things like that. You're going to see them, but there's also, it's like these cards came out. The Fool. I heard our attention goes, like our energy goes where our attention goes. Where we put our attention, we're pouring our energy into. Let's take a leap on our own. Let's step into the unknown. And I heard not with foolishness, not with haste. There's a lot of planning going on here. So for some of you, if you've been planning to move and you're still, I heard, enduring this, know that throughout this process, it's helping you step into purpose. And you have no idea the amount of people who are looking up to you but not saying anything, just saying, hey, look at you, Aquarius. Look at you go. Look at you get out of that. Look at you follow your dreams. There may be people that don't understand it either if you're leaving because they couldn't understand this, right? This master manipulator, no way. I've never seen that side of them. Of course not. That's why they're a master manipulator. The Great Bear. This is you. And this is your fears. And this is you owning and accepting your personal power. That's that Great Spirit Bear. That is the world. And the world changes when you conquer your fears and you stand up for yourself. And I heard small-minded and pettiness, the situation that you've dealt with that's holding you back. It's in us. Do you remember any of you guys if you were bullied? I was. I was definitely bullied as a kid. I had a really low sense of self-worth. And, you know, as an adult, I can look back at those situations and see, well, of course, you know, I can see where I was able to be bullied or made feel bad or feel less than, because inherently I did. I think that this is where it's like, but when you accept that you are not less than, you are inherently powerful. And a powerful being of this domain in your own worlds. Once you say, I have boundaries, right? It's okay for me to have boundaries. The people who, when you set a boundary and they get all hella pissed off, it's because they were, I keep hearing supporting. There may be somebody who's like, but I support you, just trying to help you. Well, this is again as a guise. If by supporting me, you know, you mean putting me down and telling me to do something else other than following my goals, is that support? This is being true to you, who you are, and you see this great big mouth of this skeleton, it's knowing that this thing can't eat you up. And this bear, he only exists if you let it too. Those fears and everything that's going or could happen, we get all these worries in our head. I feel like it's just really important here not to forget your personal power, because you have the power to say, you don't exist anymore. You know, I remember times where I was so afraid of the stupid bullies growing up, right? And then as soon as you stand up to that bully, they don't do it anymore. And this is the same with adults. If this isn't a domestic, like if this is within partnership, romantic partnership, or a place where you feel like violence could happen or has happened and you feel this could escalate, this is really important for you to protect your safety and be safe at all times. So if you do need to get out and file a restraining order or tell someone what's happened, don't be afraid. What a lot of abusers are going to say, well, if you go say that, I'm just going to tell them what you did. You hit me too. Or if this person's tried to crazy make you and they know that you are going to react one way or the other, or if they say something so hurtful, they may be able to get you to physically hit them. And then it's on like Donkey Kong, right? But you hit me first. There is no excuse. Here's where it's like we don't need to act in violence. But I think it's really important, if you're resonating with this, again, with the same person baiting you, if you feel this is coming to you, you need to hold your power, my friends, and say, you know what, I'm not going to do it. It is not worth it. And if that situation I've just said resonated and you got your ass beat after, you did not deserve it. We all make that choice. Yeah, we made a bad choice if we hit someone. If they come back at us and fuck our face up or hurt us, that's their choice. And yeah, you may have hit them, and you would have to stand for what you did. But it is in no way acceptable for the retaliation as well as if somebody does something and always constantly reminding you, well, it's your fault. Eventually you hear this, you're going to start to internalize this. So I feel like this is really important as well. It's not your fault. You're going to take a leap into this great fucking unknown, my friends, and you're going to survive the process. And you're finally going to get the rest with the Four Swords. That's beautiful energy. Because here, somebody doesn't want you to walk away and get the rest, but you do. But it means you conquer whatever's going on. You get that inner beast inside you. And also, my friends, there's something important. I had to do my braid today and feathers. I keep hearing braids and feathers. And this is really important for you as well. Just because that feather, brave warriors. Channel your inner brave. Channel your inner warrior who fights for their freedoms, who stands for themselves, and isn't going to be bullied or pushed along. This is your warrior heart within yourself. The 9 of arrows in the reverse is dedication, and the 3 of arrows, which is jealousy. And in this card, this is swords. We have 2 of the swords. So somebody around you, if it's not romantic, could be freaking jealous of your light and tried to put you down, tried to tell people things about you that aren't true. And you don't need to correct them because your character shines through. So the more that this person does their meddling or does their stuff, or this group of people or this organization, whatever it is, the more that happens, eventually it's going to shine through, because it won't be just about you, okay? So what I hear, eventually this person's going to get bored because no one else wants to hear about how shitty you are anymore. They're done fucking hearing about that. Well, then they're going to move on to the next person who they're threatened by. Take it as what I heard is a compliment, because this person is so fucking jealous or knows your worth so much more and wants to keep that out because, or keep you down, because if you were to see your worth, you wouldn't be there in the first place and they would lose you. So this is also this fucked up way of trying to keep somebody with you. Sorry that my mouth is how it is, but in this situation, I swear a lot anyway. I don't always swear on my channel, I try not to, but I do swear, and I feel like it was for emphasis in this situation. So for whoever, if the person, this person, like I just heard, they need to grow the fuck up, right? Like meddling in other people's lives and starting dramas and spiritual warfare and all this kind of shit because you're jealous of somebody else, if you're jealous because of their fucking light. People have they have a light of their own. If they would allow that to shine, people would love them too. In the way, I feel like it's because of the way someone loves you, there's this jealousy. So I'm going to bring you guys, first off, they're asking me to take the bottom of the deck, which is the Hooded Man and the Hermit in reverse. For a lot of you, what I feel like is if you've been suffering the situation in silence, it's caused a lot of mental unrest. And this, what I heard is inability, okay, for some of you to hold your tongue. And it's not that you need to hold your tongue, but it's just that because they've known how to trigger you. And here's where it's like, you can't trigger me anymore, right? I realize, and I think this is where it comes to, when we take the time to get out of the situation, and this 9 of arrows, nightmares, dedication, we say, fuck that, I'm not dedicated to this fucking nightmare anymore. I know that life can be wonderful and beautiful, and I'm ready to feel that. I'm ready to lay down and have no worries about somebody going to be pissed off at me for who I am or what I'm doing, and I'm not feeling like anybody's got some ties into me. This is also about the transformation that comes from this. This is mental clarity and mental stability, my friends. Sleeping at nighttime and sleeping through the night. If some of you guys get anxiety as well, this is hopefully some of the reduction in those symptoms. Because anxiety will keep you up at night, right? It's this 7 of Swords, knowing that, or this, and this 9 of Swords, keeping you up, even though, you know what, you're just living it, knowing that you feel like, what I heard is there's lots of fears of failure, but you're going to be successful here, and you are a success. Otherwise, what I keep hearing again is somebody wouldn't be trying to tear your ass down. So there is, I'm going to bring you a message from the Earth Magic Oracle. The bottom is fog and veiled. I do feel like there will be lifting of the veil, though, in your situation. Lotus flower came out with unfoldment, love, and compassion. And this was the first card when I was shuffling it. To pre-shuffle came out. Music and harmony. Synergy with the Green Man. Chain reactions and snap chain reactions. Things are going to happen quick once they start happening, because things are unfolding how they are meant to. So it is super important for you to stay in your love space, your love for yourself, self-love first and foremost each and every time. For some of you, I heard kids as well, and that is trying to do this transition with love and compassion for your children as well. So for some of you, if this is a situation with a partner, we don't want our children to have to take sides or anything, but if it also is making sure that if our kids are in danger too, we don't want our kids to see this behavior either as normal, because it's not. And we don't want them to have that blueprint of what love is either. There's a point where we want them to know we're strong enough to walk away because what was happening was unacceptable. Otherwise, what could happen is that your child is seeing this behavior, and later on in life, we can't understand why they're always in these horrible fucking relationships and why they let these people treat them like shit. Well, if that is what they're modeled, how, especially when they're teenage years and forming like romantic attachments. And there's places what I heard and sort of is when we don't get the love and affection and the attention at home that we're looking for. This is where we start looking other ways. And coming from someone who did that as a younger child or younger teenager, I'm sure I'll say, it's eye-opening, right? It's something that now as an older person you can look at your patterns and go, okay, yeah. It's just that I feel like what I heard is self-love deficit, okay? And I'll admit to, it's the Sarah show here today, but I felt like I said I didn't feel like I was good enough. But I know that's not true. It's really important here with this fire and the passion to take some time and breathe, to meditate. When you're doing this, to do it intentionally, to breathe in the good shit, exhale the bullshit, right? But it is important because those negative thoughts, as well as saying you're not good enough and I'm not going to let you forget it, I'm going to start wars, I'm going to make everybody pissed off at you, right? That kind of stuff, it is important to go through. When you're going through that, to breathe. Because like I said, everything's going to come out in the wash. It will all unfold how it's supposed to. You be your loving, caring, beautiful, divine selves, because eventually this is like this music and vibration. Once people are like, well, you keep saying this, but it's like saying somebody's a bad singer. Well, I've never heard them sing off tune. It's not about trying to pretend to be someone else. This is about, but they're always loving. They're always kind. They're always giving. They're always practicing compassion. And then you see the other person who's bad-mouthing you. Like I said, eventually they're going to run out of interest talking about you, or someone else is going to pique their interest, and there will be a new villain, all right? There will be a new person to take this dragony fire and try to fucking burn. Know, again, that what I heard is in this case, and it's not meant to be mean, but you're not special in this case with this person in terms of what they've tried to do to you. I do feel like they've done this before, right? To be this kind of master manipulator, it takes practice, right? They're going to see what worked on one person and not on the other person. They're going to see, how do I get out of trouble, right? I know that if deflections, like all sorts of tactics, right? So Spirit's just saying with this to follow your own passion, to breathe life into the things that make you feel happy and that make you feel alive. Listening to your favorite music and to know that everything is all in divine timing. So if you have been waiting to make your leap or to make your jump, Spirit's like, time's now. We got your back. Do it when you're ready. Again, you're stepping into your purpose. So with this, underneath it was shaman and new beginning with the dawn. Things heal. And for some of you guys, what I heard is closure. For sometimes, the best closure is just knowing that you don't have to deal with this situation anymore. Walking away. And for a lot of you, what I heard is you may deny them closure. They don't need it. I had someone tell me one time, every time I'd ask why, I don't deserve that. And I was always the person that if I was going to leave your life, I'd tell you why, I want to work this out. And when I finally realized that no contact was absolutely the way to go, that blocking this person was the way to go, because I have experienced that too, it was like the clouds opened up in the sky and new clarity comes. But that's when the healing can really start as well, to start removing those kinds of attachments. So I hope that this reading has helped you if you feel like that. If you guys have experienced this and you don't want to leave it in the comments, but you want to talk, my email's in the description box. I would love to talk to you. You're not alone. That's the big thing here. You're not alone, and you're powerful enough to move through this and to do this with that self-love again, and to show everyone around you what it means to love yourself. So going forward for the Moonology Oracle, you're very close to achieving your goal, so keep going. Don't stop, my friends. You are moving into your purpose. And actually, I think it's important too, because a lot of times when we've had to walk through these friggin' struggles, it does help us, it builds us, it creates this backbone, because Spirit's like, you had to go through something difficult, because if you wouldn't have changed. And here's the point where I strongly believe too that, yeah, once you can see it, you can change it. And this is also, once you find that power within yourself to do this, you're unstoppable. You can make these changes in your world. Spirit, I feel like it's important to tell you guys as well with this, you're very close to achieving your goals, that, there's no set timeline. You're not on anyone else's schedule. You have confidence is key to your success with New Moon in Leo. Once you know who once you are willing to stand up for all that you are and move forward through the fear, through the pain, because stepping away from this may be painful as well, right? That this situation, whatever you're going through, has caused a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, and is whatever is stopping you or holding you back from finding your sunshine. Whatever is veiled here, the truth is going to come out, and that sun, those clouds, they will part, my friends. So I keep wanting to say, step into your purpose, step into your divine truth, step into your mission, because it's going to bring the clarity, it's going to bring you that rest, and it's going to help you, what I heard is just change and transform you in beautiful and massive ways. So move forward with love, my friends. The last message under here was believe in the impossible with a blue moon. Believe in the impossible, as well as believe you're possible. Believe it is absolutely possible for you to gain freedom in this situation. For some of you, this may be like a divorce and just fucking dragging out. And it's like, God, man, I have not lived with you for a very long time, and we are not together, and I do not want this situation. But it's time to move on, right? And let things unfold. What I heard as well is for some of you, mistakes were made, and some mistakes were forgiven. Some things weren't forgiven. And it's just a place where let the past be, because we want to move on in clarity. And underneath that was look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. This situation is a stepping stone in life. But again, it'll help you build the backbone. And I feel like no experience is ever failure unless if we learn from it. If we're learning something about ourselves as well. So that's the message I have. I love you guys all. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching to the end. It means a lot. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.